Okay, I have the Aerobat 3D plane out here with the Radiolink T8FB transmitter. Been a long time since I've flown this 3D plane, but let's see if we can get it in the air and control it well with this transmitter. Got my timer started. All right, let's launch. Oh yeah, it has been a while since I have flown this. Well, it looks like I have plenty of elevator, so I guess my setup sheet, let's check the ailerons. Yeah, so it looks like my setup sheet for this plane is good to go. Whoa, that was a fast roll rate. Split S. Not too bad. I think the setup looks pretty good for the 3D plane from the setup file that I created. A little wind, flipping it over. There we go. It's a pretty floaty plane, so wind does have an effect on it. Sweet. Wow, it has been a long time since I've flown this plane. Plenty of rudder, plenty of elevator, plenty of aileron. I think everything is good to go. Check that out. Ooh, I better be careful and not get too fancy with it, not having flown it in a long time. But that was pretty slick. Look at that. Awesome plane. I'm not much of a 3D pilot, you know. I'm pretty much a novice when it comes to a 3D plane, but it sure is fun. Yeah, no problems with this transmitter with the 3D plane. We've flown the Tiny Wing 450 with it, set up Elevon mixing. This is a traditional plane setup, of course, and it seems like everything is working well. I'm able to control it fairly well as far as I can control a 3D plane, let's put it that way. I'm definitely not real good with 3D planes, but I have fun trying. Yeah, not bad at all. Alright, there's my timer. Shut off the timer. Let's bring it back toward the wind. Oop, that was kind of hard. I thought I could just float it in. But fun 3D plane. No problem with the transmitter receiver. It seems to work just fine. Like I said, as well as I can fly a 3D plane. So, gosh, it looks like I bent the shaft on my motor. I did. Well, that wasn't much of a hit to bend the shaft on the motor. me see if I can get that bent back out and put it back in the air again. If not, then I will see you back at the hangar. Okay, so I got the shaft straightened out as best I could. It looks pretty straight, but man, that wasn't much of a bump to bend a motor shaft. I don't think I've ever bent a motor shaft on one of these Racer Star motors, and I've hit a lot harder than that. Okay, so let's see if we can get it in the air again. We'll see how well I straightened out the motor shaft. Might vibrate to pieces. I put this Racer Star 2212 1400 kV motor on it before I brought it out. I had a Racer Star 2208 1400 kV motor, and it just didn't seem like it had adequate power. So it should have about a 2.3 to 1 thrust to weight ratio now. Yeah, I can pull vertical pretty well. Pretty sweet. I like that power a lot better. Well, I guess I got the motor shaft straightened out. Doesn't sound like a lot of vibration, but isn't that sweet? Like I said, I better be careful and not get too fancy with it. Run out of talent here in a minute. But no issues controlling this plane with this Radiolink 8-channel transmitter. And the receiver seems to be performing just fine. Oh, I love that power. Sweet, huh? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely out of my league when it comes to one of these planes. But what fun, huh? That is slick. Alright, there's my timer. Let's bring it back over and land it and see if I can land it without bending the motor shaft. That was just strange. Alright. Alright, let's see. Did I bend the motor shaft again? No, got some sand and dirt in the motor, but it looks pretty true. Alright, I can't believe I was able to bend that back and get it straight. I should buy a lottery ticket today. That'd probably never happen again. Okay, so this is going to conclude my review on the Radiolink T8FB 8-channel transmitter and the 2 receivers that they sent me. So I will see you back at the hangar, and I will give you my conclusion on this transmitter and receivers. Okay, so my review summary on the Radiolink T8FB transmitter with Bluetooth capability. So we set up our Tiny Wing 450 with Elevon mixing, and I think the 2 planes that I picked I think are a good challenge for a transmitter. The Tiny Wing requires some resolution and some fine control because it is so small. It's very lightweight, it's very agile, and it's very fast and maneuverable. And it's all manual mode. So I think that the transmitter and receiver worked out really well in the Tiny Wing. And then this one, this 3D plane is also, I mean, it's a challenge for me anyway. Even with one of my expensive transmitters, I'm just not really great with 3D planes, but it's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun flying it around. But it is a challenge. This is a good plane for a challenge to a transmitter and receiver, and I didn't have any problems controlling the 3D plane with it either. So it has nice smooth gimbals, and it has a good amount of resolution. I don't think it has as much resolution as a full-size transmitter. This is definitely not a full-size transmitter. It's a little bit smaller, but it has good resolution on the sticks. The sticks are very smooth. I didn't have any problems using my published setup file for these planes to set them up scratch with the phone application, the transmitter, and the receiver. So everything worked out fairly well, I think. So this is a very inexpensive transmitter and receiver for what you get. It has a very low price point. So I think if you're looking to get into hobby grade stuff, you know, you're wanting to move into a hobby grade power system, a hobby grade plane, hobby grade transmitter rather than the little ready to fly planes, then this is definitely one of the options that you should think of when you're looking for a hobby, your first hobby grade transmitter. That's the way I look at this. This would be good for your first hobby grade transmitter. Or if you have a fairly expensive transmitter, but you would also like to use a buddy box to help someone else learn how to fly, or if you're looking for a decent transmitter to use on the simulator without using your expensive one, then this works pretty well. It would be pretty inexpensive to buy 2 of these with 2 receivers, because it comes with a full-size 8-channel receiver, to set up a buddy box, as opposed to buying another expensive hobby grade transmitter. So that's something else to think about. You know, that there are areas in the hobby where I think a transmitter like this makes sense. So my conclusion is that I think it is a good option in the price range that this is selling for, and the receivers are, you know, they're pretty nice receivers, I have to say, and I love the fact that they support all 3 modes, PWM, PWM, and S-Bus. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw on GitHub for the multi-module site that the Radiolink receivers are in the works for having support with the Radiolink receivers with the multi-protocol transmitters. So that would be awesome too, because I really do like their receivers. So that's my conclusion. I give it a thumbs up. I think it works well in several circumstances as opposed to a much more expensive transmitter. And I want to thank Radiolink again for sending me the transmitter and 2 receivers. That was very nice of them to do. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the air.